Hello and welcome to a new episode of Voices of the Pigeon Breeders, or how we name it in Romania, Voci Columbofile. Today we have a very special episode because it's the first episode in English on this channel, and we have here with us our special guest, Mr. Peter Wells. How are you doing, Mr. Peter?
Oh, very good indeed.
Everything is good around here, yeah?
Yeah, not the weather even.
So I want you to tell us about your past and how did you get started with your pigeons?
Well,
what age did you start and from where you got your first birds?
well, yeah, I'll go back to when I was a young boy. I've always been fascinated by birds of all kinds, even those ones at one time.
Yeah.
Not now, no. But I've always had a fascination, and as a very young teenager, I remember we got a stray pigeon from somewhere.
Yeah.
And that really started my liking of pigeons, but I didn't race them at all. We just played with them as children or young children, you know, and that was it. But as
so when you started, where did you get them from? You buy them?
well,
or?
no, so I didn't. I got married and I moved into a house, had a nice big garden, and I started with chickens.
With chickens?
Yeah. But they didn't last long, and they went. But I finished up with a chicken loft,
Yeah.
and now I got a stray pigeon from somewhere to look at. Oh, I think it was injured. It came from London, a fancier in London, I found out.
Yeah.
But I was nursing it back, and it was a cockbird. And I knew pigeon fanciers, and I know when I worked, went into work, he said, I'll give you a hen to go with it. And that started me off with racing pigeons. But I only had them for a short while there because I was mid-20s sort of thing, and I got into business and went into business, and I moved to Coventry for 3 years, which is in the Midlands. Only time I've ever lived out of Dunstable. But it gave me the beginning of getting pigeons. So when I came down, and the first thing I went was had a look to see, mate, when we bought another house back in Dunstable, I had to go and see, make sure we could put a loft in there and all that, and that was it. And that's when I started.
Yeah.
I was about 28 or 29, late 20s. But it gave me, and I was one of the fortunate people that I got pigeons, and within no time I'd started winning with them. I think you have an affinity with birds.
Yeah.
You get the feeling. And yeah.
What traits do you look for in a winning bird?
Well, I always like handling of pigeons. I know I've had some awkward shaped winners.
Yeah.
But they're never, your best birds are always nice type of handling pigeons. Superloo, which was a lovely handling pigeon, but he was from sprint middle distance, the Joseph van Ramadan.
So which one you prefer? What distance you prefer? The long one, the shorter one?
Yeah, I'm not really into sprint racing now, though I still compete well in old birds with sprint pigeons, but I like middle distance.
Something between, yeah?
Yeah, but I think with racing pigeons, it all goes on to, like you say, in Romania they fly 800 miles.
Yeah.
But that's an endurance. It's not a race. A race is when they're liberated in the morning and you get them on the day. I've had 480 mile pigeons. I had one from Poe, and that's nearly 600 mile to us here, or in round figures it is. And I had a day bird from there, but it was an assisted wind all the way. But if you get one that's flown 14 and 15 hours,
Yeah.
oh, that's when they're
So, what do you think about the pigeon from the Europe compared to the UK ones?
Oh, I think they are equally as good.
Do you think they're the
No,
same?
exactly, I do, yeah, I do.
Yeah,
But,
I'm asking you because of the weather, because it's colder here and warmer there.
Yeah. I don't think that makes a lot of difference because when you're racing from Po, Tarbes, Barcelona, they've got to come through hot weather, haven't they, to get here. I don't know. I'm not into racing Barcelona 800 miles because it is definitely into second and third days. Well, I'm just think luck of the gods is a lot to do with that. Good pigeons, I wouldn't knock anybody who got one, but if you get day birds, there's nothing. They are liberated out of that basket and they fly till they get home. And the one that flaps quicker is the winner.
So, have you heard something from Romanian fanciers?
Not to my knowledge, unless your dad's give me one.
Yeah.
He could breed me a couple of Romanian ones.
So you have some Romanian pigeons here?
Eh?
You have any Romanian pigeons?
No, he's never given them.
No?
No, he only takes them.
Okay, so he should give you one.
Yeah, it should, well, you've got to try a pair, haven't you? You know, if you're all right if you're taking one for stock, but if you're going to fly them, you want to try the pair because it's not always the cock or the hen. It's just the luck of the. And in today's racing, it's a lot of luck with it attached because of the birds of prey. I think they will finish the sport eventually.
Yeah, so how do you select and breed pigeons for racing? When pairing them, you select them based on something specific?
I have done for as many years as I can remember.
Yeah.
I fly widowhoods. I only flew widowhood cocks at first, but I fly widowhood cocks and hens now. And I do it my own way. I part them, and they're flying widowhood. They exercise separately. But on the day they go to racing, on the first race, I may show the hen to the cock in the boxes.
Yeah.
But that will only be that 1 week. After that, I just basket them and they go. And I won just as well without all the paraphernalia of put them in the box and let them, couple together for a couple of minutes, then part them and send them to the race.
Yeah.
I've not found that does any difference. I just take them out in the basket and away to the race. And, well, my record shows I still compete well,
Yeah. So, can you share some tips on the care and nutrition from your loft?
Show you some tips on...
on the care and nutrition for your pigeons. You have some secrets maybe, or...
Well, we all got... We should all treat them for the different ailments and things before they are... set them out to pair them up and then race them. When I let them go together, my widowhood pigeons, I'd say I might have done a few years ago, but of the latter of the last, 10, 15 years, 20 years, I don't pair them up. I open the door, let the cocks go in and the hens together, and they pick their own partners. And I've found, perhaps I'm just a lucky guy, but I find that some of them I think, I couldn't have picked a better pairing for that. But I have 2 widowhood sections. I breed out of the one section.
Yeah.
This section never breed a young bird early. They might have a late one at the end after the season's finished. But I let them pair up. And what I do, I pair these ones at the same time, who's going to rear a few young birds. If these ones go down as I think, that'll make a decent pair of pigeons, I'll float them eggs into the loft that's going to be rearing.
So you said about the young birds.
Eh?
You said about the young birds. What is your opinion on fancier who raise 1-year-old pigeons at long distances?
No, I don't send young birds to distances.
No?
No, not at all. No, I don't particularly like sending them. I might send them to Guernsey, but not ones I really fancy, because I think you're educating young birds to come out of the basket and come home. I haven't got to win. If it just comes home in good time, education. Because I'll go on from young birds. See, at the end of the season, right up until now, and I'll possibly do it again this year, what does a pigeon fancier do in the closed season? Nothing, please. I always breed a team of latebreds. I train them through the good winter. If it's a good day on the winter months, I take my latebreds out, and I've had some excellent pigeons come from them. Now, there are young birds that don't even get raced. They get well trained as babies. Then, as yearlings, I only take them down to the coast, 100, I'll go 100, 150
So how do you
miles.
prefer training them? You like to train them around your house or a few miles away?
Well, I do take them away as young birds, and them latebreds will get trained again to get them fit.
Yeah.
But then once they're in with them, I don't train them after that. But them latebreds won't fly out of the country until they're 2-year-old. But they're only 18 months old, young pigeons, educated head on them. You get some good pigeons out of them. Really do.
Yeah. You have any memorable race you've been in?
Sorry.
Any memorable race you've been in? Something that is in your memory from a race?
No,
Something that...
I've had a lot of successes. Yeah, no, I've always been... I'm just one of them lucky guys in pigeons. Perhaps I was born to be a pigeon fancier.
Yeah. So, how is the community of pigeon racers in the UK?
In here?
Yeah.
What, in Dunstable or in...
From your experience, where you've been, to the clubs you've been, how is the community?
They're managing, but you go to perhaps Romania, you've got loads of fanciers, like a bit like the Harrow Club,
Yeah.
But Romanians, to me, I'm not saying all of them because I don't know that many, but I see one or two names, I follow results, and I see one or two names are regular about there. But I find, on a whole, Romanians like to send loads of pigeons. It's not numbers, it's quality. You've got to get the right pigeons to go there.
So how many pigeons do you send in a race? Mostly of it.
Well, if it's in club racing, what I think needs racing, 20, 30, I've spent 40, I think, but not a lot more, But when I send, I like channel racing now, particularly, classics and nationals. And I just send, I'm not a big team man, I would say 12 to 15 would be a top number for me. I might send a few more, but I quite often send a few less, i.e. 1 to Tarbes this year.
I heard something that you've sent one bird and it come home.
Yeah, and it was 7th Open this year
from
the Tarbes. I've got the results somewhere. 4th section. And Mark Gilbert did beat me in the section with one pigeon.
Yeah.
But I think he sent 69 that day or something like that,
How do you think flying over the waters affect the pigeons?
Well, I'd really like...
the races from France to UK
from France.
The channel.
Yeah. Well, to tell you the truth, I've never really worked it out, because you can send the same distance north and they don't experience the bad races that we do. So it's a bit mind-boggling. But I suppose it's because where our pigeons come out of France is about 80 miles of water to cover. Well, you know what the weather's like there and here, but what's in between? You know, what does actually... Because sometimes you lose pigeons and you think, well, you shouldn't do, should you? But,
so do you have any strategies for training young birds compared to the older ones?
No, hard work, young birds.
So
the more training, the better they become.
Yeah.
You know, the more educated they become. And that's all you're doing with young birds. Yeah, but if you I let these young birds out here this year, and when they got up and were kitting up and going.
So do you prefer them to be calm or energetic, the birds?
Oh, yeah, you want them to put a bit of something. As I was going to say, they flew for sometimes 2 to 3. Well, I never even see them for an hour or so. They just go. And then they come back and then swing round. And I've had them fly between 2 and 3 hours. But as the season goes on, they get lazier, don't they? You know, they'll get out. I'd gone down and let these out now. And I'd be lucky to get them to go for 10 minutes. You know, they were all raced yesterday, or best part of them raced yesterday.
So, what is your opinion on the pedigree? Do you trust more the papers or the results of them?
Well, bloodlines, I think, are a good thing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always, you know, the brainiest of people breed idiots.
So, do you think, do you think in this sport is a little bit of luck?
Oh, a lot of luck and hard work.
So do you believe in luck?
Yeah, oh yes, you've got to have the old lady luck with you always. You know,
Yeah.
and as I said, the pigeons, they always say you're lucky. But yeah, I don't know.
So you have some stories of your favorite pigeons. You have something to tell me about some pigeons you really loved in this career.
Yeah, I would.
You remember something?
You know what? The most memorable thing, I've already mentioned it to you. One of the most memorable thing was seeing a pigeon drop, and it was quite. I think, off of my memory, between 7 and 8 o'clock at night, having that pigeon come from Poe on the day.
Yeah.
It wasn't assisted, and I don't think it was. It was in the result, but. You know, you're out there watching, but you just. Whew.
So I wanted to ask you about the medication of your pigeons. Do you medicate them in the winter season? Because I heard from a lot of people from Romania, they use medication on winter. You know.
All winter.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't medicate.
No?
I treat them against the regular things that
The
we
viruses
have.
and things.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not and yet I've got everything. Well, I'll give loads away, you know. I just get that much. I buy too much of it. I buy it and never use it half the time.
Yeah, and the last question for you.
Yeah.
If you have to start tomorrow again, all of this, what would you change?
What would I...
Or some advice for someone that's starting now?
Starting?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like me, I want to start birds tomorrow. What should I do?
Well...
Should I start with a lot of birds or a few?
Well, you'd be better to try and get people to give you genuine pigeons. Go to a good fancier that's winning and get genuine pigeons off of him. That's all you can do, because just because he gives you a pigeon, it doesn't have to be a good one. You give it with the best of heart, don't you? But there's nothing in...
Yeah.
You know, breeding is, I'd say, 50% luck. It's got to be a bit of something about it, handling and the wing, you know. But I think 50% of it is luck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you breed a good one, you think, oh, that's ideal. But And as I said, I do like pigeons to pick their own partners. Invariably, the good ones always pick a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have found that. I might be just one of these lucky guys, you know. But I have found...
So when you breed them from their results. You like champion with champion.
Yeah. They've got to be doing something, you know. But usually at this time, now in pigeons here, only the good ones are left in the shed, aren't they? A lot of the other ones are going down.
Yeah. So that's it. Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here.
Oh, yeah.
I hope I see you next time.
Very good.
Thank you.